welcome to this coastal catch and cook. We've taken the boat out to this secluded peninsula. We caught a big slab of shark the other night land-based, so what we're going to do, we're going to go into these tea trees behind me and utilise a bunch of resources out of there for the next couple of days, and we're going to cook up an absolute storm. Let's get into it. Check out all these animal prints in here. What's that? That looks like a wombat. He's got like claws along there. Nice. It's just like a little valley in between all these trees. We're just trying to find some sticks so we can make a tripod up and hang a camp oven over the fire tonight. So I'm just looking for some straight style sticks like this. Try not to take anything that side of the dunes because they actually hold the integrity of the sand. So I'm trying to just be resourceful and use only what I need to, but I'm trying to go deeper in rather than use the stuff on the edge of the dunes which is holding it together. All right, I don't think there's much for me in here except animal prints. We'll keep pushing on. This one looks pretty good. I think should be able to chop a straight section out of this somewhere, and I'll just use the rest for firewood, but this is exactly what I'm sort of after. Beautiful. How's this for a setup here, I reckon? I'm gonna make my tripod right here. We'll make a fire here, and then we're gonna hang our camp oven off this. We're gonna cook up our shark. This should be good. Well, this bit I got here is perfect. I wish they were all like this, but they're not. So I'm gonna measure this one, and then I'll cut all of them as straight as possible, pieces out of those bent ones, and lay them all side by side. Then we're gonna wrap around the top of the tripod and make a tripod, pretty much. I think that's the idea of it anyway. That length is perfect. All right, I'll just cut this piece appendage off there, and that'll do. Firewood. Right, those two sticks are pretty much exactly the same. All right, beautiful. Cool. Let's make this last one. Out there. All right, that's 3 lengths of equal bits of timber, so I'll lash the top of those 3 together. We'll get this tripod sorted. All right, we'll stack our 3 bits on top of each other. And I'll just get this bank line I've got here. If anyone knows where to get this in Australia, let me know. I had to get this imported from the US, and it's good stuff. I don't want this too tight because I want to be able to do what I'm about to do right now. All right, cool. Cut that. I'm just gonna get this and spin. All right, she's good. There's our tripod set up, ready to, what we're gonna do, we're gonna hang a pot over here, make a fire around here. I'm sitting in the fire right now, I won't be later, but we're gonna hang it and cook up an absolute ripper of a meal. Happy with that. All these roots look real tasty to catch a nice spark, which we'll take back to our tripod. I'll just take a few of these. I'm just gonna catch some of the sawdust coming off these cuts in this little bed of bird's nest that I've got. Bird's nest that I made. Alright, got a bunch of wood dust in there now as well. That should help catch us the spark. Just cutting some wood shavings real fine off this into my little bird's nest, so they'll take a lot easier. This is super dense wood though, this tea tree, so it's not the easiest to cut these little wafers off. First ingredient, all you European people might know exactly what that is, but that there is called speck. It's just like a fatty cut of bacon, and I'm gonna use this instead of oil, and that's usually a staple that a lot of Europeans will use instead of oil or butter or ghee. So that'll like render itself out as that's cooking. So that there is a mint way to start any dish. It's not healthy by any means. It's pretty much straight up fat, but it does taste bloody good. Second ingredient. Tons and tons of onions. The moisture's gonna cook out all of those as we caramelize them for about half an hour, 45 minutes. And so tons of onions actually will turn out to be not that much. Just dropped my knife, got myself a ripper. Yeah, so I just got myself an absolute ripper with that cleaver. I dropped it off the chopping board. Anyway, there's our wooden spoon. Just gonna get this on the fire, start heating that up. And then we're gonna drop our speck in there in a minute, and that'll start melting and rendering all that fat in there. Hot tip as well, make sure you don't get sand on your cast iron. It never ever comes out, so learned that the hard way. We've got our speck here that we're gonna chuck in. Just cook that for about 5 to 10 minutes and really get that fat liquidized. Is that a word? This fat's actually starting to render nice, so we've got a lot of oil sitting down the bottom there. So I might get these onions in. Whoa, baby! Nice. The reason I'm chucking that salt in is it helps draw all that moisture out of the onions and evaporates them quicker, which in turn helps caramelize the onions. If that makes any sense. Damn, this smoke's heavy. Oh my God, this is like a little spice grinder, I guess. Just spin that. So what I'm gonna chuck in there, 2 red hot chilies, smack them in there. Caraway seeds. They're kind of like, I don't know. To me, they smell a bit like pickles. I don't know. If you know what they smell like, tell me, but got some caraway seeds there. Smash them in there. Probably, I don't know, what was that? Maybe a teaspoon and a half. Beauty. All right, check this out. It's like a pickle chili concoction, I guess. Well, I don't know. I reckon they smell like pickles. Tell me what you reckon they smell like. I'm going with pickles though. Pickles and chili. Sit that there. Actually, I'll put that on there. That's it, ready to go in when we're good. Got some garlic here. I'm gonna stir this onion. Let's get to it. These onions are chewing along phenomenally. Check this out. Oh, that's hot, man. That's real hot. How good's this? Just chilling out, got the water over here. Got our mint little tripod that we've set up just here. Cooking on this deserted little peninsula. Oh man, this is good. Garlic is in. Those onions are gone nice and golden brown. That onion's been cooking for about a minute now, minute or two. Before that burns, I'm gonna smash in some water. Probably about, I don't know, what's that, litre and a half. Continental chicken stock. 2 tablespoons of that. Loads of paprika. Don't be shy on that. My caraway and chili combination. Just get that in there. Look at me just mixing that for you guys, eh? And last but not least, almost forgot this little guy. Star anise. Whack that in there. That'll give it some subtle aniseed undertones. Chuck the lid on there. I'll give that probably 45 minutes or so just to let all those flavors incorporate into the dish. In the meantime, I'm gonna cut that shark up. Man, my knees are hot. Cut that shark up, and then I'll chuck that in for like 10, 15 tops. I don't want the meat to dry out, so just chuck that in there real quick. Not like chicken where you can leave it in there for a good hour and let it tenderize. Chuck the fish in quick, and then gonna get some spuds in the fire in some foil, and we'll dig all that out like a bit of a mash, and we'll serve that on a bed of mash coming right up. I did say one last ingredient, but one more again. Nearly forgot the bay leaves. Sorry, bay leaves. Sweet. That's a ginger beer, alcoholic ginger beer. That's pretty tasty. I don't normally drink them, but I saw them the other day and they were jumping out at me. Anyway, this chunk of meat that we've got here, what a beauty that is. That was hard work to get. I fished a lot this week. We went out in the boat. I was trying to get bait, and bait at the moment's just been super scarce. I ended up spearing some little garfish, probably that long, in the shallows the other night. Caught some trevally, ended up taking them down to a beach, probably 2.5 hours down that way, and we ended up getting about a 4 or 5 kilo gummy off the surf, and this was the end result there. So that's pretty sick. I was about to check the bait rod just because we had some little bits of pilchard on it and it had done nothing for a while, and bang, we've got this guy. So we're going to take this out to a secluded little peninsula tomorrow and spend a couple days out there. So I'm going to take some of this fresh flake out. Flake shark here is going for about 45-50 bucks a kilo. I don't need all this now, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut that down the middle, and we'll take half of that because I'm not going to put that in the sand. I'll leave that there. I'm just going to cut this into nice little chunks. This isn't a bad quality fish. It doesn't dry. It dries out obviously, but it holds its integrity pretty well in soups and under the grill, even on the pan. Really good. I'm just cutting that into little bite-sized chunks, probably like that, I guess. What's that? Like a 50-cent coin piece. I'm just going to dump that into the concoction we got here for about 10-15 minutes until that cooks through. Just a little bit of cartilage in that there. Alright, so we've still got that left for another meal down the track. And I've just got a whole nice pile. There's probably, I don't know, that'll be nearly 1.5 kilos there, probably, of little cut up fillets, which we're going to dump in there. I don't know if that's a silly idea or not. I reckon it's good. It's probably silly. Might just add a tad of salt, but other than that, that's it. We're gonna leave it. Put that fish in, and then we'll get those potatoes out of the fire, scoop all the mash out. I've always had problems with the potato skins burning. If you know how to stop them from burning, let me know down in the comments, but I don't know. I always end up just scooping the mash out that sort of ends up in the middle. It's good enough for me anyway. Just gonna add this fish in. I'll do a little bit at a time. So this is sort of my version of goulash. Don't know if I'm following the rules. If there's any Europeans out there that disagree with it, I'm sorry if I've offended ya. But this is how I cook it anyway, and it comes up pretty well. I'm just going to close that lid for about 10 minutes and then that'll do it. Oop. It's time to get these potatoes out. I'm just going to go grab the smallest one and make sure they're cooked well. Let's get this potato out. It actually looks good on that side. That side's a bit crusty, but that's pretty good, eh? Oh, look at that. That's perfect. I'll just de-skin these. There we go. Perfect fluffy mash. I'm just gonna chuck that in here. Squash that down. That's what I'm after. Get out of there. Come and check this out. That looks superb. And I'm just going to cut some bread up to go with this. Let's try some of that potato. Actually, let's go with the fish, hey? Get some soup. Oh, it's bacon. Wow. That's bloody good. That's really good. Yeah, that fish, the flavour of the fish has gone through that beautifully actually. From the last time I tasted it, it was awesome. But since putting that fish in, it just like bled flavours through the whole entirety of the dish. That's awesome. Oh, wish you guys could try this. This is too good. Just watching this southerly swell roll through here. The sun's going down. Enjoying this feast fit for a king. This is unreal. It's been a hard couple of days, but we got there in the end. Sunrise and sunset that was, eh? Well, that was my camp for the night over here. That's where I just chilled out and ate my fish goulash over here, just overlooking the rolling waves when the tide was in over the ocean. What a night. That was sick. I woke up at about 6:30 this morning. 6, sorry. Just to go check on the boat and make sure that we had enough water to push her out. Of course I didn't. I was about 3/4 of the way out of the water and I just had to really sit there and I was working it and I had it in reverse just to help pull it out, but we ended up getting there in the end, so that was nice. I'm not stranded out here for the rest of the day. Please hit that like button if you feel the need. Give us a follow. If you don't, do with it what you will, but thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Yo!